I'm convinced this is why sister wives Kody Brown doesn't love Robyn. Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I am Helen. Hope your day is so well. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel. How must it feel after dedicating years of your life to a marriage, only to feel increasingly sidelined as your spouse's attention gravitates towards someone else? Oh, and that someone is also their wife. It sounds frustrating, right? But that's exactly what happened on what was supposed to be a show representing a healthy polygamous dynamic turned into years of chaos, which continued even after 3 of Kody Brown's 4 wives left him. While there were many issues within the family, Kody's glaring favoritism toward Robyn was one of the main sources of conflict. It was a sigh of relief for fans to see his first 3 wives finally leave the toxic dynamic and call out Kody's behavior. For years, I thought Kody only wanted to be in a relationship with Robyn. That's where he put all his time and energy. Not only has he claimed to have only loved her, but he's now hinted he may be interested in maintaining their unintentionally monogamous dynamic, even though Robyn is struggling. But just because his eye isn't wandering doesn't mean his attention isn't on someone else or, more accurately, himself. I have long called out Kody's narcissistic behavior, and there's been no indication that his self-centered actions have changed. Robyn has even admitted she feels burdened now that she's the only wife left dealing with Kody, which raises a larger question. Is their love even genuine? Or is his professed love really about control and validation? If Robyn were to follow in the footsteps of her former sister wives, it's likely Kody would cast her as the villain, repeating the very same patterns he showed when his other marriages broke down. If that's the case, then Kody's so-called affection for Robyn may be just as self-serving as his hair care routine, from infatuation to favoritism. Kody's relationship with Robyn. Kody seemed head over heels for Robyn when they first started courting in 2010. But there's a difference between love and infatuation, and when I look at the details of their relationship, I think Kody was feeling the latter. He compared his feelings for Robyn as a teenager experiencing love for the first time. Kody already had 3 wives when he met Robyn, so it's surprising to me, and frankly offensive to his other wives, that he now suggests he never had feelings for them. Robyn represented something new and exciting, a shake-up to the routine he had settled into with Meri, Janelle, and Christine. By the time he married Robyn, he'd been in plural marriage for nearly 2 decades. Kody and Meri legally married in 1990, and they welcomed Janelle in 1993 and Christine in 1994 via spiritual marriage. Those early marriages seemed focused on building a plural family. All the wives came from polygamous backgrounds. When Robyn came along, the Browns hadn't been actively looking to expand the family. In 2014, Kody went to great lengths to legally marry Robyn, something he never did for Janelle or Christine. Kody reasoned that he wanted to legally adopt Robyn's children from a previous marriage, but doing so meant he had to divorce Meri. On the surface, this could look like a grand, romantic gesture, but it was also practical and possibly strategic. By legally marrying Robyn, Kody gave his favorite wife a level of legitimacy and security that the others never had, while reinforcing his role as the patriarch. From the beginning, I thought Kody's preferential treatment toward Robyn was obvious, and it only became more apparent as the seasons went on. Take the wedding rings, for example. Kody wore the same ring Meri gave him for years, even after spiritually marrying Janelle and Christine. When he began courting Robyn, he insisted on melting that ring down. He then had his wives design and pay for a new Claddagh ring that he started wearing after marrying Robyn. Later, in 2022, viewers noticed Kody wearing yet another new ring, one that was apparently gifted by Robyn, while filming season 18. This came after both Christine and Janelle had left the family, but Kody remained spiritually committed to Meri. For him to switch rings again, replacing one that symbolized his plural family with one representing only Robyn, was another slap in the face. Meri confronted him about it on camera, but he refused to give her a real answer. Unsurprisingly, Meri announced she was leaving him a few months later in early 2023. Was Robyn Kody's favorite because of love? Probably not. For me, there are countless examples of Kody putting his favoritism for Robyn on display. He hired her a nanny, a luxury he didn't offer to his other wives. He convinced the family to help finance her large, new home while the others were still struggling to secure stable housing. Robyn was in the picture. It was like he forgot about the rest of the family entirely. It's also extended to the kids. Several of Kody's children with Christine, Janelle, and Mary have said they barely see him and they don't have much of a relationship. Robyn's children, both from her previous marriage and her kids with Kody, appear to have a much closer bond with him. But all of this isn't necessarily proof of love. If anything, it points to Kody's self-centeredness. He tends to focus his energy where it benefits him the most or where he feels most respected. It's likely to have been easier for him to bond with Robyn's kids because he's still on good terms with Robyn, whereas his strained relationships with his other, now ex-wives, have made it harder for him to connect with their kids. And as his adult children have become more outspoken, it's likely worsened their strained relationship with Kody. Kody's affection seems conditional. It's based on loyalty and admiration. He uses it like a reward to give to those he sees as worthy. He constantly compared Robyn's behavior to the disrespect and betrayal he claims to have experienced from his other wives. But those women spent nearly 30 years living with Kody. They knew his flaws and weren't afraid to challenge him. But the more they did this, the more Kody seems to have focused on Robyn, putting those marriages to the wayside. Robyn came into the family wearing rose-colored glasses. Everything was fresh, and she and Kody were in the honeymoon phase, whereas that period was long gone for his other relationships. Robyn admitted she was looking for security after leaving an abusive marriage, and she wanted the support and protection of a plural family. In hindsight, it seems to me she may have been more in love with what Kody represented than who he really was. And the same might be said for Kody. He loved how Robyn stroked his ego and reinforced the behavior he wanted to see in his other wives. Robyn has always been the least vocal and the least critical. She's more deferential, which may explain why she's remained in Kody's good graces for so long. Kody, to put it nicely, reacts poorly to being challenged. He likely assumed bringing in a fourth wife would realign the family dynamic and reestablish his dominance. But when the other wives didn't fall in line the way Robyn did, he directed all his positive energy toward her instead, which was likely the start of the end for his first 3 marriages. Robyn is stuck in a narcissistic cycle. TLC has never brought in a therapist to analyze the sister wives cast, but maybe they should. Fans have been calling Kody a narcissist for years. While we can't get him an official diagnosis, he does show many of the classic signs: a need for control, lack of empathy, and an inflated sense of self-worth. They say history repeats itself, so it's possible the same cycle could play out with Robyn. Can narcissists truly love someone? According to experts, narcissists tend to equate love with how another person makes them feel about themselves. It's not about emotional intimacy, it's about their ego. This sounds a lot like Kody. Now, that's not to say Kody has NPD, but it seems like both he and Robyn fell in love with what the other represents more than who they truly are. Kody represented protection and stability for Robyn. Robyn represented security and validation for Kody. He loved how she made him feel, especially in contrast to his other wives. When she came along, she admired and supported him, and perhaps most importantly, she didn't challenge him. I think this is why he threw himself into their relationship so quickly and enthusiastically, and established a pattern of favoritism early on. And it also explains why the couple seem to be having issues now, over a decade into their marriage, as Robyn is no longer living with the same rose-colored glasses, maybe ones that are just slightly tinted. The first stage is idealization, where the narcissist puts their partner on a pedestal. This period is often filled with love bombing, intense praise, and quick emotional escalation, which parallels Kody's early treatment of Robyn. The second stage is devaluation. Once the partner shows signs of independence, questions the narcissist, or no longer boosts their ego, the affection begins to fade. The narcissist may start to pull away, become critical, and emotionally withdraw. The final stage is to discard, where the narcissist detaches emotionally and rewrites the narrative. They may shift blame onto the other person and cast themselves as the victim. Kody painted himself as the victim. While Kody never formally ended any of his marriages, he definitely withdrew emotionally. He told Meri he no longer had interest in intimacy with her. He constantly criticized his wives and pointed out their shortcomings. And after each separation, he painted himself as the victim. When Christine left, Kody accused her of betrayal. It was blatant gaslighting. He was projecting behaviors onto her that he had exhibited himself for years. Christine, Janelle, and Meri were routinely sidelined as Kody prioritized Robyn and her children. But when those wives decided to leave, he couldn't own up to his behavior. Robyn has remained on her pedestal. But now that she's admitted to struggling without the support of her sister wives, there's a chance Kody's affection may start to fade just like it did in his other marriages. And if he's not willing to be there for her during hard times, then what does that say about the love he claims to have for her? $6.5K to Republican politicians. Kody's lavish donations tell a story about his beliefs. Janelle said she left her marriage with nothing, but Kody always acts rich. Kody Brown from Sister Wives lives a luxurious lifestyle, and his previous donations shed light on his beliefs. He married his first wife, Kody Brown, in 1990 at a young age. Kody was in a monogamous marriage with her for 1 year before introducing the idea of polygamy. In 1993, Kody tied the knot with his second wife, Janelle Brown. Although their marriage wasn't legally recognized, it was a spiritual union that allowed them to fulfill their desire for a plural relationship. In 1994, Kody spiritually married his third wife, Christine Brown. Kody's initial few years with Meri, Christine, and Janelle weren't particularly chaotic. Things took a turn when he married his fourth wife, Robyn Brown, and became fixated on her. Kody began neglecting his other families, only prioritizing time with Robyn to ensure her happiness. Eventually, he even divorced his first wife, Meri, to legally marry Robyn. Between 2021 and 2023, Meri, Janelle, and Christine grew weary of Kody's actions. They decided to leave him with Robyn and move away from their former home to focus on their own lives and futures. Kody donated to Republican candidates. In 2023, he gained notoriety for publicly backing Republican political candidates despite facing financial woes. Kody, who is reportedly embroiled in a legal battle with Meri and Janelle over the sale of the Coyote Pass property, financially supported Republican presidential candidates by donating nearly $6,500 to the political party that aligned with his beliefs. A Federal Election Commission report shows that Kody spent a total of $6,473.01 over 3 years to showcase his support. Other details reveal how Kody has supported his favorite party over the last 5 years. In 2020, he donated $500 in total to Trump and Trump's Make America Great Again committee. In 2022, he donated even more money to the U.S. Concealed Carry Association for saving lives. Later that same year, Kody gave $205 to WinRed, the American Republican Party's fundraising platform, followed by $520.51 to Vivek Ramaswamy's campaign in 2023. Kody spent a significant amount of money on his political beliefs, which raises the question of why he couldn't have used some of it to support his former wives. Kody donated to concealed carry organizations. Kody is a Republican who shares many beliefs with his favorite political party. He strongly supports gun ownership and all aspects related to personal firearms. The patriarch of the Brown family has openly expressed his fondness for guns on multiple occasions and has actively discussed, handled, and advocated for gun ownership. Between July 2022 and September 2022, Kody made several donations to the U.S. Concealed Carry Association for saving lives. This organization is well known for promoting gun ownership in America by providing education, training, insurance, and other resources. Kody's past makes his love for guns even more evident. Previously, he had invested time in firearms sales, selling guns at trade shows, turning his passion for firearms into a business. As expected, many Sister Wives fans don't approve of Kody's affection for guns. They also feel that he made a mistake by investing so much in the gun-selling business instead of pursuing something that could have helped ensure financial stability for all his wives. There are some suggestions that Kody should have chosen a different career and source of income. Is Kody acting rich while Janelle has money problems? It's easy to understand why some viewers may believe that Kody is intentionally showing off his wealth by making large donations to the Republican Party. Since splitting from Mary, Janelle, and Christine, he has been living a lavish lifestyle, leading to speculation about whether he is flaunting his wealth to rub his happiness in their faces. But reports of donations aren't the only ways Kody has spent money over the years. In the past, Kody and his only remaining partner, Robyn, have been seen wearing expensive accessories, causing viewers to question if they tend to overspend. Janelle had to start afresh, build new businesses, and establish a new life in North Carolina, while Kody remained in Arizona and prospered with his accumulated wealth. A few months ago, Kody sold his Flagstaff home at nearly double the price he bought it for. He purchased the property for $890,000 and sold it for $1.7 million. He later bought a $2.1 million home for himself and his only wife, Robyn, showing that he didn't consider the feelings of his ex-wives. Kody has always controlled money. If Kody had invested the same amount of money in his other marriages as he did in Robyn, Mary, Janelle, and Christine might have had more positive things to say about him. Unfortunately, Kody could have been a much better husband to his first 3 wives. His behavior over the past decade in their polygamous relationship has left a negative impression on Janelle, Christine, and Mary. His lack of concern for them forced them to find alternative ways to support themselves. Janelle revealed that her ex-husband and other sister wives had contributed and withdrawn money from a shared pool, but Kody always benefited the most. Even after the TLC star separated from Janelle, he didn't follow through on giving his ex-wives their fair share of Coyote Pass, a property they had bought together. Janelle experienced the most financial difficulties after ending her marriage with Kody. Sadly, the Sister Wives cast member suffered the most emotional pain after her divorce, with a great deal of stress and multiple tragedies. Sister Wives Kody just redivided Coyote Pass land, and I think it was a gentlemanly act. Kody Brown gets slapped with a villain label, but in light of the fact that he recently gave his exes bigger shares of the Brown family's Coyote Pass land, I think he's entering his gentleman era. For months, I've written about the property, sharing the opinion that his exes, Mary and Janelle Brown, and Christine Brown too, paid into the family just like he did. They held jobs or added value with sweat equity or childcare or cooking or whatever. I felt that they deserved bigger shares of the land, regardless of what was written on the deed. Robyn and Kody owned 97% of Coyote Pass, including one small plot. There are 4 in all. That plot wasn't co-owned by the now exes as per Starcasm. Kody just paid $10 to make a significant change, just as Christine once paid $10 to give her share back to the family and wash her hands of the whole sordid saga. Kody has changed his mind. He is ready to initiate peace with his exes, rather than fighting an endless war over a piece of earth that symbolizes the family's dashed hopes. Kody is making such a great choice. Janelle, Mary, and Christine did their bit for the family, raising kids, earning money, and giving Kody their energy and affection. So the fact that he's now made Mary and Janelle co-owners of the smallish lot is good news. It feels fair, kind, and wise. Mary and Janelle each currently own 25% of the lot I've been discussing, while Kody and Robyn own the rest. It is time for the Brown family to heal. Janelle shows so much heart and spirit, focusing on her loved ones while she's living with a great loss. She and Kody lost their son, Garrison Brown. Kody said he wants the family to heal, and maybe he really does. Of course, there's always the chance that Kody fears Mary and Janelle lawyering up, which they threaten to do. Maybe the truth is simpler. Perhaps Kody really has considered how much his exes gave to the Brown family. He knows Janelle has had money problems. She could use the cash from a potential Coyote Pass sale. If Kody and Janelle can find peace by coming to an agreement over this portion of land, it will be a blessing. Mary often got shortchanged in the family, she seemed to get the least love of all. Kody was madly in love with Robyn, and he still is. He had a buddy dynamic with Janelle, but there were sparks there too sometimes. He said that Janelle lusted after him. So maybe she was heartbroken when things fell apart. He's showing Mary that he cares. For decades, she hung in there, trying to make things right between them. When she finally gave up, it was good for her. She was free to find happiness elsewhere, and she's making so much progress. As the owner of Worthy Up, a collaborative space where people can build their self-esteem, Mary is empowering others and herself. Kody may realize that these are good women, not enemies. There's been a lot of mistrust in the family, but people change. Since they all share children, it's time for peace. Real peace, not just hollow words. When I see sister wives Kody Brown showing this kind of consideration for the wives who left him because he's so in love with Robyn, I feel like there's really hope for